I got something else to talk about, okay? I got something else to talk about. Chat. Listen to me. All right, so we've been talking about Steven Jackson quite a bit, unfortunately, because he just can't stop. I mean, it's just something about San Antonio that he just can't stop talking about them. It's getting out of hand. It's really sad. It makes me sad. But someone came through with a 2003 clip of what Steven Jackson had to say about the Spurs back then, and it's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So before we look into this, I'm just bringing this up every now and then during the live. Okay, if you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com. I'm wearing it right here, man. This is Fresh Prince of San Antonio. It's on the website, but yeah, clanthemerchfan.com. So get merch and stuff. Thank you. All right, so let's go in and see what Steven Jackson had to say about the San Antonio Spurs back in 2003. So yeah, exposed.
Pop has helped me in more than just being a basketball player. He's
wait, we gotta rerun that because that was not turned up all the way. You guys gotta listen, okay?
Pop has helped me in more than just being a basketball player. He's definitely showed me how to approach games and how to be a professional off the court. And I think that was big for me because I think off the court, if I handle myself the way they want me to and as like a man, it's easy for me to approach games and be focused when it's time for me to come play on this court.
Then what's the problem? What's the problem? Wait, chat. Why are you biased on Steven Jackson? What do you mean? What do you mean biased on Steven Jackson? I have no idea what you mean there. What do you mean? I'm not biased on Steven Jackson. What? I don't like Steven Jackson because Steven Jackson continuously pokes the bear. Like I don't know what to say. Like, why are you biased towards the person that slaps you in the face every day? I don't know. Maybe they should stop doing it. Maybe I wouldn't talk about it if he wouldn't stop. Anyways, I just find that this really funny. I wasn't gonna like make this a long segment by any means or anything like that, but I do find this funny. The fact that he does love, or he used to love Popovich or love what they did for him, but now he just doesn't. I really thought about this after that last video, because in that video I kept saying like, I don't understand. I don't know what's going on with him. And you know, I saw a comment and I couldn't find it. I tried to go back and find it, but I saw a comment. I don't know if it was on Twitter or on my comments, but I just saw it in passing like last night. And I completely agree. I think what it just comes down to is the fact that he is so upset that the height of his career was him being a role player. And I think that that's what's playing on his head, right? Like that, with someone that has as much of an ego as he does, that's probably what it is. The fact that the biggest highlight of your entire career, you were a role player. And it seems like every single interview, every single podcast, he's trying to overcompensate for that when he talks about San Antonio. There's always these different factors that were playing a part. And I never really understood what could have came out of that. Like every single time Steven Jackson comes on or goes on a podcast and he starts talking about how like, oh, they didn't do this, they didn't help me with this, and they didn't give me these minutes, and I was better than Manu, and I was better than Tony. And it's like he says all these things, but it's like, what would have been the outcome? Would we have had a better outcome? And that's the thing that I question, right? It's like we had 5 championships since 1999. A lot of franchises can't say that. We had a dynasty. Most franchises can't say that. A lot of franchises can't even say they won a championship in the past 20 years, right? Like, this is a big deal. And the fact that the Spurs were able to be so successful for so long and win so many championships, his complaining just comes across as silly, because I don't know what else what would we have won 6 or 7 or 8 if we had Steven Jackson? I don't think so. He was silly on other teams. I don't think so, dude. So it's very confusing to me. And every single time he comes out and he says these things and complains about the Spurs, and it just comes across as me, you know? It just comes across as me. I really do believe it was a brilliant comment, and I hate I couldn't find it, but like I really do believe that. I think that it just comes down to the fact that he cannot accept. Oh, hey, Mikasa. Every time I talk about Steven Jackson, my cat comes up here. He just cannot accept the fact that he was not going to be able to outdo his highlight with San Antonio. He had to be a role player. And I don't think he likes that. And the funny thing about it is he had a lot of issues. Hold on, girl. He had a lot of issues the second time he came to San Antonio. And I think that that's where that drama came up, where Pop was like, you know, admit that you're better than, or Manu's better than you, which this is coming from Steven Jackson, so we don't know how true this is. He's not a very reliable narrator. But if that was true, I think that he was still holding on from stuff from 2003, because the funny thing about it is, maybe in 2003 you were better than Tony Parker and Manu, okay? Very young, just kidding with the Spurs, whatever. And maybe you were a better player in 2003, okay? But that is not the case later on. Manu has definitely shown that he was a better player than you in his career, right? So like that, I think that that's kind of silly. So maybe he was still holding on to something from 2003. I mean, I don't think it's that much of a long shot to say that, because I don't know, it's 2023 and he's still holding on to something that happened 20 years ago. So it's not that crazy to believe that he will hold on to something for about like 8-9 years, right? I don't know. Steven Jackson would always drop off Tony in practice. Who cares? You know, it's like, okay, but then we won multiple championships. You get what I'm saying? I just don't get it. That's where I get confused. Okay. What you don't understand, Clan, is Steven Jackson played better than Tony in practice. Oh, okay. So what could that resulted in? We played, oh man, Clan, if we played Steven Jackson more, we would have got a championship. How many, man? We probably could have at least got 4. Word? Because we did. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't think I'm settling here either. Like, I watched these seasons. Championships are tough. They're hard. They're hard. And he's not a very like great locker room guy. So like, I don't know. Bowen was also more important than Steven Jackson for guarding Kobe and LeBron. Oh yeah, as far as defense. Let me see. Nobody takes notice of what he says. He's just an agenda against the Spurs because his ego is hurt. I think a lot of people listen to what he says, but yeah, they don't get like overly hype about it. This guy at the age of near 50 is still starting brawls and crowds at events. Man never grew up. He's a clown. He's still doing that? Hold on, Mikasa. We gotta look this up. Jackson brawls? I don't know. Tells the story behind the infant. No, not the Malice in the Palace. Is this it? What the heck? Tucks his chain. What the heck? What is this?
What up? It's a big step of the well-known flex to the girlfriend. Yeah, you know.
Hey, hold on, man. These niggas gonna move. I'm good. Hey, sit down. These gonna move. They ain't sit here. They ain't gonna run nobody off the. Sit down. Sit down. We ain't moving.
No, what's up? I'm right here.
I know my wife though.
What's up?
This is my wife. Somebody gonna say, excuse me, something.
What's up?
I know you come help me. Me too. Yeah, shit. But stepping on my wife is not option.
What happened? Someone stepped on his wife? I don't get what he's... Right, that's Steven Jackson right here. What? Is this after? I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It was at about... Oh, so it was this one? Okay. Let's see. Anything else happen? So he's just like yelling at people about his wife or something. I don't know. Yeah, he's silly. He's a very silly person. I don't get it. But yeah.